But I want to do a brief market update this month because the market, as we know, has been shifting. What we are seeing, I believe, is a shift is beginning to accelerate. Now that makes a lot of sense because seasonally what just happened? Well, that too, but seasonally what just happened? Kids went back to school. That's right. And so we know that when kids go back to school, that takes a lot of families out of the market because they don't want to disrupt their kids. They want to get all that in. And quite frankly, as a parent, there's just a lot of stuff to do this time of year. And so we're always going to see a little seasonal adjustment this time of year. But let's get into what the numbers actually say. So this is our median days on market in the city of Riverside. Now, what you'll see is that is 12 days is the median. Just to kind of get clear on what median is, we want to make sure that, and I personally like the median number as opposed to the average. We'll go through both of them. The median it means that over half of the homes sold for 12 days or under. Does that make sense? Right? That's the median. Right? Now, that's important to me because as we look at the next number, that means still half of the homes are selling very quickly. Right? And if you get into that, it's actually an 80-20 rule on the bottom too. There are more homes that are selling even faster, right, on the bottom half or the low half of the sales date. So 12 days is our median number. Over half the homes selling under 12 days. Average days is 18, right? So the average number is 18, the median is 12. What that means is that there are enough homes on this side to pull that number up even more to 18. Right? So what does that tell us? What's the conversation we have with our sellers? Price it right. Absolutely. If we price your home right, it should sell in under 12 days. Right? So this is still a very fast market. That's the story to tell the sellers. But here's the bad news. If it doesn't sell in under 12 days, it's most likely going to add up days on the market very quickly. Right? So we have to price this right. We have to look and we have to see what's going on there. The other thing I want to point out with this average and mean is, what does this mean about buyers? More opportunity. Right. Now, what's the driving factor for getting buyers into home right now? What's the conversation you need to have with buyers to get them to commit to offers right now? Yeah, absolutely. That's a great conversation. We can get seller concessions. Fantastic. Because again, there's a lot of homes selling for taking over 12 days to sell. What's another driving factor to get buyers to commit right now? Seller buy down is another concession. Okay, what's another?
3.99 FHA rate.
What's that?
3.99 FHA rate.
3.99 FHA rate. Yeah, that's fantastic. Low rates, guys. Even what's the conforming? It's still like
5.
Where'd our lenders go? Yeah, 5.25. So still historically low rates. That's it. What else, Leanne? You can actually buy a house right now. Yeah, totally. Right. Hey, for the last 3 years or 2 years, we've been on a tear. We had to fight 45 people. I had to offer up my children for but now you have options, yes. And you know what hasn't changed? Rental rates. Rental rates have not gone down. They're going up, right? And so the story we say to our buyers right now is, listen, there's more opportunity. There's more looks that you're going to get. Rates are still incredibly low, and your rental rate isn't going down. It's actually going up, but your mortgage will stay locked for 30 years. So what do you want to do? Do you want to pay someone else's mortgage, or do you want to start paying your own? Do you want to build somebody else's wealth, or do you want to build your own, right? Because we have got to get good at buyer conversations. Because I can tell you, from the 40,000-foot view that I've got right now, we're seeing deals fall out. And we're seeing deals fall out because buyer reluctance, because agents aren't doing a good job of educating their buyers on the conditions, right? Because in 5 years, will prices be lower or higher?
Higher.
Will interest rates be lower or higher? More than likely, on historic averages, higher. The historic average is 8, right? So more than likely, your payment will be more for the same house in 5 years. Your rent payment will definitely be more for the same house in 5 years. So now we've got to make a decision about what's the best for you long term. Not this week, but long term. Yeah, Leanne. Because that's just historic average. I can't say for sure, but historically speaking, it's higher in 5 years. We go up at about 4% on average in the real estate market. Now, we did see a crash in 2008 that took us down a little bit more, But the crash in 2008 was what I would call a historic event. Normal market adjustments bounce back much faster than that, and we don't have the same conditions to contribute to that kind of a market crash right now. Because again, most homeowners have a significant amount of equity in their home. So they would have to lose, we would have to have a crash to do it. I mean, like right now, I've got about 50% equity in my home. Right? I just purchased in October because I took it from my last home. A lot of people are in similar situations. Brandon, would you agree to that?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Anything else to add from the lender side?
No. Other than that, I mean, if you look at the big picture historically, a healthy market has about 2 million homes for sale, and right now we're sitting about 450,000 nationwide. So there's still very low inventory, and that's a completely different position than the last crash in the housing market.
Absolutely. So anyway, more stats. So City of Riverside, just to be aware though, and this is city, our average, and I'm using Riverside just as a metric right now. We can't look at every individual municipality, but City of Riverside average list price to sales price. Our average list price is $698. Our average sale price is $680. Now that's not a direct correlation per se, but what we're seeing is yes, prices are starting to come down. Again, what does that tell us? The median, right? What it tells us is that there are a lot of properties that are older. 50% of the properties, I would say, are priced correctly, and over 50% of the properties are not, right? Because if you can sell a home in 12 days, you're priced right. If it's taking you more than that and your days on market are going up, it's not. And this category here is having a lot of price reductions. So our price is dropping? Not necessarily, but what they are doing is agents have to get realistic about pricing, right? Clients have got to have the whole picture on pricing right now. So yeah, we are seeing a little bit of an adjustment, but what's important right now is that we price it right when it hits market. Christina?
No, I think interesting too, because if you think about the savings for the buyer, it's not that much. If, like for your payments, I mean, like $100,
Mm-hmm.
50 between 698 and 680, because it's only like 18,000.
Right.
But then they feel like they're getting a deal because it's not the original price, it's the lower price, but it's still like a really good deal for the seller too.
Yep, yep. So here's a strategy that I'm seeing that I like, that I'm telling everybody about. And it's rather than when we're working with buyers, and this is going to take some coordination with your lender, one of the conversations we need to get really good at is payment. Because when you say, oh yeah, it's $698, they go $700,000. When you say $680, they go, oh, that's better, right? But when you say the payment is, you know, whatever the payment would be, it's a couple $100, that doesn't make as much of a difference. So for online advertising to generate buyer leads for our listings, what should we be advertising? Payment, with a big asterisk that conditions blah, 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 right? But the payment is Moreno Valley Living for $2,500 a month, right? Or whatever it might be. Luxury home for X amount, right? Because we want to, because most people, including myself, are terrible at math, right? And the whole lending process is opaque. And so what this tells us is, you're right, we're quibbling over a little bit, but if we talk about payment and we get the conversation centered around payment, that's going to be better, because 9 times out of 10, locking in at a payment for 30 years is going to be better than renting, right? And even if they want to upgrade or move or sell, they need to know the payment, not the price, right? Okay. So these are expired listings in City of Riverside. Again, the chart looks like, oh my gosh, but again, the number's only 35, right? So it's not that, it's, you know, it's not like, right? What it tells you is we've been in an incredibly hot market and we're starting to normalize. However, if we look at County of Riverside, there are 291 expired listings. It's not too bad, but what does it mean? There's opportunity. There's opportunity in expired listings again. What it means is we need to start brushing up on our expired listing conversations. We need to get comfortable doing some cold outreach to sellers who are maybe a little bit jaded with the process because they had an agent who couldn't shepherd them through, right? And so this has got to be something on our radar, because this number, if you'll notice, is not going down month over month. It's going up. Do we think it's going to go down next month? No. We think it's going to go up, right? And so expireds need to be a normal part of your healthy real estate diet, right? If you're the person who says, well, I don't like making cold calls, do you like eating? Right? I mean, like it's got to be part of your business, right? Yeah. Anybody who's got a lot of experience in expireds? This is like right now you're salivating looking at this. Anybody? Anybody? Sam?
I don't have a lot of experience in spies now, but back then, we felt comfortable being uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, not a whole lot of people go visit people. If you really want to tackle this, I won't even call them. I'll go there, stop by, and just have a conversation. And if you do that, like say if you drive for dollars, if you have maybe 10, 15, that's how you view homes, and that's what you do. You
Yeah.
do that every day, say for 5, 6 days, you will dominate this because it's face to face.
Yep.
And it's not face to face. You knock on the door, you read the information, and that really back then that really Hugo. You guys know Hugo.
Hugo, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Right.
Yeah. So there's bread and butter here, right? There's absolutely bread and butter here. So I love comfort in discomfort because when we say that, we think you've got to be comfortable being uncomfortable, right? True. But flip it too. If you want comfort, then you're going to need to experience discomfort, right? If I want to have the nice things, if I want to have the mortgage payment not stress me out, if I want to have the lifestyle I want to live, then I'm going to have to be uncomfortable. And that's true about anything in life, right? You can always pick hard, right? I can either pick the hard if I did the hard work, or I can pick the hard if I didn't. And that's the difference right now. So expires, a lot of opportunity. Ray?
One of the things, like the listing I have in Oklahoma, it's not an expired listing, but the listing didn't sell, so they canceled. When I walked in with my presentation, with my copy, with my literal presentation at the kitchen table, they were just blown away because the other agent didn't do anything.
Right.
The other agent didn't even give them copies of stuff they signed. The other agent didn't come with something professional to show them. And so I tell everybody in the PC group, you put your head and shoulders over most of the other agents out there that aren't doing that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so again, everything is systemized. If I said right now I want you to go work expires, right? Then what I would like you to do is I'd like you to have a system for that. Meaning you're gonna pull your numbers from a non-MLS source, we don't have any violations, right? And then what you have is your template for a market report that you're just gonna plug the numbers into. You're gonna have your marketing, your template for a marketing program for an expired listing. You're gonna have your stats, and you're just gonna blip, 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 blip. You're gonna pull 5 of those, and you go out and visit 5 people, just like Ray said, with the materials there. Yes, Tyler.
So when you say non-MLS source, we see that it's expired on MLS, and then we have to go to a different app to then find the people.
According to the MLS, according to the MLS rules, you are not allowed to market to expireds from the MLS. So if you have Red X or you've got, property, whatever, any of those other things, it would be good to have that to backstop yourself. Yes. Yes.
We should have another class and have them with us
Yep.
because the CRMLS rules, CRMLS rules used to say, I haven't seen this recently, but used to say you can call up and say, hey, when is your listing expired?
Right. That is
You literally find that out before it does. So
right. It is now a violation.
when did that change?
I have no idea.
That change?
Yep.
Exactly the word.
Yep. So we can do that. Let's get clear on that one.
The script
Yes.
that these three, I just noticed that your listing have expired on the MLS that I'm calling when you are planning on hiring the true agent to sell the home.
Yes, exactly.
So they're getting
That doesn't work
inundated
no more.
with calls, I think that's probably.
What happened was, yes.
Thousands.
And again, remember the number of expireds went, so the number of attention they got was a lot, and I think that's what generated the MLS rule. So again, does that mean we don't work expireds? No, we definitely work expireds. But the way we do it, we've got to play the games to not get the MLS violation. Yes?
I was telling Saskia some for buyer's agents that you can even look at the expires and see if you have a buyer for that house, and so then it just becomes more of like an off-market thing where it's like, well, I have someone that would love your house if you would be willing to still sell it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You can do that off market. So, and again, this is just part of the cocktail. Where I see opportunity is, and again, this is the frame of mind you've got to be in to be successful in this industry. Every market brings opportunity. Every market brings opportunity. In the last market we were in, we had tremendous opportunity in listings. If you wanted to close escrow, list a property on Friday, right? And you'd have an open escrow on Monday, and you could probably close it in 10, 15 days, right? Because that was the market we were in. Now, there were a lot of people complaining in that market, right? Oh, no, it's too hard. Oh, it's this. Oh, it's that. Right? Because they're looking for the negative. In this market, you're going to see the same thing. You're going to see people saying, oh, my gosh, well, it's so hard and everything's expired and pricing and buyers. No, dude, look for the opportunity. What's the story that gives me opportunity? And right now, I see expired listings as an opportunity. I see buyers as an opportunity, right? Where buyers, huge opportunity. Right? I don't see right now, I don't see a buyer's market. I don't see a market crash. I see a balanced market where professional realtors are going to excel. I see a market where people who do the day in and day out work of lead generation are going to continue to close listings and close buyers, and the people who don't know where their business comes from will find themselves with no business. What I see in this market right now is a lot of opportunity to take market share, right? But it will not happen on accident. It's going to have to happen with really consistent work, and that's why we're doing the MREA lead generation class this Thursday and Friday.
This market is absolutely fantastic.
Yes.
Saturday we took a client and we showed him 12 homes unheard of, actually available 12 homes to look at. We wrote
Yeah.
7 offers, 4 have accepted it. Now we have a now they have to accept one of them. I mean, this is like news to my ears. I
Right.
love that Saturday because you got choices. I like choices.
Absolutely. Whereas before it was you saw one house, by the time you got home it was under contract.
It's already gone.
Right, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let me piggyback on that. That buyer did give up buying the house about a year ago. So they stopped
Awesome job.
buying, and then they just started again.
Okay, so what Elisa said, and I want to underline it, is the buyer that they're talking about, they've got offers and hopefully an open escrow soon, gave up a year ago. But Sam and Elisa didn't, right? And that's the difference. So if you've got past clients who gave up, guess what you need to do? You need to call them and tell them the story, right? You need to revive their dreams of home ownership or moving into that house with the kitchen that they don't hate or getting the one story or whatever it was, right? So, yes?
You said you showed 12 homes, you made 4 offers in one day?
So we showed 12 homes, we made 7 offers.
In one day?
One day.
That's one Saturday? Wow.
Okay, Sam ran a marathon without training, so, you know, let's be honest, yeah.
Every time we go to a house, we make it a happy trip. My wife and I, we go, we eat, we do this, we do that. It's not work. We don't have a job.
So when you started at 8 a.m. and you ended up at what time?
65 was it?
Well, it was from 12 o'clock to 4.
12
All right. All right, so, again, Sam and Lisa ran a marathon without training. I just want to point that out. They, yeah, I know. And we finished it. All right, so this is just some insight, though, onto the market right now. What you see here is a graph of historic count of sales, and we're looking at the last 5 years, from 2017 to 2022. Now, this is a little bit hard to read, but what the line I want you to pay attention to is this one right here. This is us, right here. And so are we in a market shift? Yes. Is it a crash? No. Is volume down month over month? Absolutely, right? Because if we look at 2017, which was a normal market, 2018, 2019, what we see is the volume is all up here, right? This is 2017, 18, 19 right here. And so the number of sales, the units, is down. Now, again, the negative says, oh my gosh, the market's so much smaller, there's so many less opportunities. Okay, how many sales were there? 1,952. How many do you need? One? 6? Right, yeah, 3. Okay, so run the percentage, right? What percentage of the market do I need to get, right? Not much. So that's the focus. That's what we got to be focused on. When we look at the macro numbers, we could say, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, or we can say there's still almost 2,000 opportunities. I just need one. I just need 2, I just need 3, whatever your number is. Again, that focus is what's going to get you where you need to be, right? So don't think of, oh my gosh, focus on what you need to do, because there will be plenty of people who are going to focus on the market is contracted X percent, oh my gosh, it's the end of time, the hair's on fire, I'm going to go sell cars, right? What you need to focus on is the macro number, about 2,000 sales, and how many do I need? 2 to 3, right? That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go get those, right? That's how you eat the elephant, one bite at a time. Cool. Any questions? Cool. And then just historic sales volume, just kind of pointing out, again, I wanted to just take a look at the volume. So 2022, the overall volume in the market is still not at the bottom, right? Because our prices are very high. But, so the argument has been, well, the sales don't really matter, it's the volume, right? My number of units doesn't matter, it's my volume, because my volume's so much up. And volume is great, but volume can mask a declining business. So if prices are going up, but your sales are going down, you're very vulnerable. So we want to watch both. But I just want to point out that there has been enough of a dip that the volume in the market has gone down a little bit too, or quite a bit, right? So this is our March volume. You can see we're up around a little over the 2 billion, and now we're a little bit down. So just to be aware of, what's the cure if I don't have enough volume? More units. That's it, right? So you can make a very good living selling mobile homes. You just have to sell 15 of them a month, right? Right? So, and so that's it. So it's units, units, units. So let's focus on what do I need to do to achieve the goals that I have for my business to cover my bills. And again, we'll be talking about that at the MREA lead generation course Thursday and Friday from 9 to 4. Cool. I think that's my market update. Any comments or questions before we move on? Yeah, Christina.
Filling with the whole 15 mobile homes, it's like, it sounds hard, but if you spin it, it's like, well, there's probably 15 more people that can afford that home versus like an $800,000 home.
Absolutely.
Totally.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And a lot less competition. Right? Brianna Santana, one of our agents, is actually just dominating a park right now, which is fine. If she wanted to dominate 3 parks, she'd be fine. She'd be golden, right? And there's not a lot of people fighting. The people farming there are not as great, right? So that there's definitely a business plan there. You know, we'll talk about this on Thursday and Friday, but your business plan is important. Who are you trying to sell to, right? And I've said this before, you're not Coke. You're not trying to market to everyone. You need to find your niche, your group. How many do you need? Well, 1,000 rabid fans makes for a really good real estate business, right? 1,000 sounds like a big number, but it's not, because most of us have about 320 in our pocket every single day. We just haven't set up a system to communicate with them, to draw them into a relationship with us so that they think of us when they think of real estate. But if you get 1,000 people to think of you when they think of real estate, 6% of them are going to sell every single year, right? So that just became a very good lifestyle. Right? Not to mention, 1,000 of them have the opportunity to refer business to you. So 6% directly sell, but all 1,000 of them have the opportunity to say, hey, I know a guy who needs to sell real estate. Or you got to meet David Borja. He's dynamite. I would never trust anybody else but him. Right? Yeah, totally. Absolutely. So that's what we're going to be talking about. All right? That's what we have to get to, is you are establishing your brand, your niche, right? Your gold mine.